Welcome to this explainer. Today, we're diving into a truly epic story of absolutely massive terrestrial scale. We're looking at Morgan County, Indiana, which happens to be one of the most geologically dynamic and topographically distinct regions in the entire American Midwest. Seriously, we are going to explore an ancient geological battleground where two unfathomably powerful forces collided. They completely reshaped the landscape. They dictated exactly where we get our drinking water today, and they even challenged the greatest civil engineers of the modern era.
Okay, let's dive into this because this question is the absolute core of our story. We're looking at a localized clash between two absolute titans, forces separated by hundreds of millions of years in their creation. On one side, you have an ancient rock-solid bedrock escarpment, and on the other side, a towering continental ice sheet pushing southward and just crushing everything in its path. When these two finally met, the resulting impact froze a landscape in time that literally still defines the region today.
Here is our quick roadmap for today. 1. The Great Geographic Divide. 2. Forging the immovable bedrock. 3. The Ice Age bulldozer. 4. Hidden water wealth. And finally, 5. Engineering the I-69 corridor.
Section 1. The Great Geographic Divide.
Let's start with what you can actually see with your own eyes right now. If you drive south from Indianapolis toward Martinsville, you'll notice the terrain changes incredibly fast. Morgan County is a literal dividing line. Up in the north, you have these beautifully flat, agriculturally rich till plains. But then, almost without warning, the landscape just crashes into the deeply incised, heavily forested Martinsville Hills. It's a really stark shift, and it kind of forces us to ask, why on earth is this boundary so sharp?
Section 2. Forging the immovable bedrock.
To understand why these southern hills are so incredibly tough, we have to meet the first titan of our story, and that means traveling back long before the Ice Age. Over 300 million years ago, back during the Paleozoic era, the entire Midwest was actually a shallow, warm inland sea. Massive river systems carried fine sediments from ancient eastern mountains and just dumped them into this marine basin. Over millions of years, those sediments compacted into dense rock. Then, tectonic uplift pushed this seabed above the water, exposing it to hundreds of millions of years of relentless river erosion, which carved out deep valleys and really sharp ridges.
So the crucial point is what exactly those ancient sea sediments turned into. They formed what geologists call the Borden Group. This is a highly resistant bedrock layer made mostly of gray siltstone and fine-grained sandstone. This specific mix of rock is just incredibly tough, and it actively resists chemical weathering. It's actually the very reason the Martinsville Hills even exist today. When ancient rivers tried to wash it away, this rock completely stood its ground, creating a monumental geological wall known as the Knobstone Escarpment.
And we aren't just talking about a thin layer of tough rock here. The Borden Group reaches a staggering thickness of up to 800 feet. It is a massive, three-dimensional fortress. And as a quick aside, tucked inside this rock is a rich record of ancient marine life, including crinoid fossils and these spectacular crystal-filled geodes that slowly formed over millions of years.
To really appreciate how special this is, let's compare the Borden Group to the Mitchell Plateau, which is just to the south and west. The Mitchell Plateau is made of limestone. Limestone dissolves pretty easily in water, basically turning the landscape into Swiss cheese, just full of sinkholes and caves. But the Borden Group? No way. It refuses to budge. It holds its shape, creating sharp, towering V-shaped valleys and rugged ridges. It was this formidable barrier just waiting for a challenger.
Section 3. The Ice Age bulldozer.
Well, eventually that challenger arrived. About 24,000 years ago, during the Wisconsin Glacial episode, the massive Laurentide Ice Sheet, which was potentially thousands of feet thick by the way, advanced southward across North America. It acted like a continental-scale bulldozer, obliterating forests and grinding up bedrock. But when it reached Morgan County, this unstoppable force slammed right into our immovable 800-foot-thick fortress of Borden Group bedrock. The rugged hills completely sapped the glacier's energy, stalling it out and marking its absolute southernmost boundary in the region. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is what happens when a glacier stalls. The ice doesn't just sit there peacefully. It continues to flow forward from the north like a giant conveyor belt, constantly dumping debris right at its melting edge. This massive accumulation of chaotic, unsorted glacial drift, we're talking clay, sand, and giant boulders, is called a moraine. This conveyor belt effect created the towering Shelbyville Moraine, and then a later re-advance created the incredibly hummocky, irregular Crawfordsville Moraine right behind it.
But the drama didn't stop there. This towering wall of ice completely disrupted the ancient river systems. It acted as an impenetrable dam across the northward and westward flowing valleys. Frigid meltwater became trapped between the towering ice front and those bedrock hills, forming massive, deep proglacial lakes, most notably Glacial Lake Quincy and Glacial Lake Eminence. Over centuries, fine silts settled at the bottom of these temporary lakes, leaving behind some of the flattest, most agriculturally productive plains in the county today.
Section 4. Hidden Water Wealth.
So while the surface tells an incredible visual story, what lies beneath is arguably even more important for the people who live there today. This chart breaks down the complex materials left by the Ice Age into these beautifully organized formations. You have the Trafalgar Formation making up the dense moraines. But look specifically at the Atherton Formation on the second row. These are deposits from meltwater streams, packed with highly sorted sand and gravel located deep in the White River Valley.
This Atherton Formation is made of what geologists call outwash. When the ice sheet finally began its rapid retreat, it unleashed just phenomenal volumes of high-energy meltwater. These rushing torrents were so powerful they washed away the fine clays and silts, leaving behind massive, thick deposits of heavy, coarse sand and gravel that filled the pre-existing bedrock valleys to the absolute brim.
This brilliantly illustrates exactly why outwash is so vital. If you try to drill a water well into the tough, fine-grained bedrock of the Borden Group, you might get less than 10 gallons of water per minute. It's highly unproductive. But if you drill into those porous outwash sands left by the glacial meltwater, you can easily pump up to 650 gallons per minute.
Because of this massive difference in permeability, a staggering 48% of all high-capacity water withdrawals in Morgan County come directly from the Waverly Outwash area. Almost half of the region's heavy water demand is sustained entirely by the sand and gravel dumped into these valleys by decaying glaciers over 20,000 years ago. Talk about a lasting impact.
Let's move to and see how this builds into Section 5, Engineering the I-69 Corridor.
Dealing with this landscape isn't just about understanding the past, it's about navigating the present. Recently, civil engineers had to push Section 6 of Interstate 69 directly through this varied and incredibly hostile geology. This 26-mile corridor acted as a continuous cross-section of our whole story. In the south, they literally had to blast and carve their way through the massive, unyielding Mississippian bedrock of the Martinsville Hills. Then, as they moved north, the challenge completely flipped. They had to stabilize the highly unpredictable, rolling glacial tills of the Crawfordsville and Shelbyville Moraines. And in between all of that, they built deep foundation bridges over the massive meltwater trenches and soft alluvial soils left by the retreating ice.
As one report perfectly captures, and I love this quote, the multi-billion-dollar expansion of Interstate 69 stands as a modern testament to the enduring, unavoidable influence of this ancient geology. Highway engineers of the 21st century were literally forced to bridge the gap between ancient marine bedrock forged 300 million years ago and the chaotic, bulldozed debris left by an ice age just 20,000 years ago. All of these earth-moving operations actually gave us pristine, multi-story windows into these hills, showing gray siltstones at the bottom, topped by boulders-strewn glacial tills and capped with wind-blown silts. It's like a giant geological layer cake.
Which leaves us with this final thought. We drive over these invisible boundaries every single day, largely unaware of the monumental forces that place those rocks, shape those hills, and fill those underground aquifers. As we build our future over these ancient geological battlegrounds, what other secrets are sleeping right beneath our highways? Thank you so much for watching this explainer, and stay curious out there. Keep looking closely at the landscape around you because you never know what titanic history it might be hiding.